Here it is, the Super73 RX, the flagship model from an iconic e-bike brand. I finally had the chance to ride one around for the past few weeks. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to the channel, and hello if you're joining us for the first time. As I said in the intro, today we're talking about the Super73 RX. Now, Super73 is one of the first brands of electric bikes I ever heard of, thanks to some of my favorite YouTubers, and it's sort of what sparked my interest in them. I opted for something else when I bought my first e-bike, which I will talk about more later, but I've always been very interested in riding a Super73. Well, the time has come and I spent a few weeks riding around the RX, the highest end model with the most features. The timing was actually perfect because my car was in the shop, so I actually had to rely on it to get it around. Just to be clear, Super73 did send me the RX to review, but the opinions are my own and I unfortunately don't get to keep it when I'm done. If you're interested in learning more about it, I will leave some links in the description below. All right, let's get this out of the way first to set some expectations. The RX is not considered a cheap e-bike by any means. Coming in at $3,495, it's a premium electric bike with a lot of great features both for city and off-road riding. Let's talk about what you're paying for, starting with the frame. In my opinion, Super73s have some of the most eye-catching frames of any electric bikes, which can be both a good and bad thing. Sure, they look really cool, but they're also very attractive to thieves. The frame on the RX is made of aircraft-grade aluminum alloy and comes in two colors: Carmine Red, which is what I've been riding around, as well as Rhino Gray. It really does pull off the motorcycle look with the battery mounted to the top of the frame like a gas tank, as well as that dual tube design. It's also very sturdy and can support riders up to 325 pounds. As cool as it looks though, the thicker frame does make it a bit more difficult to use a standard U-lock. You pretty much have to lean the bike up against whatever you're securing it to and risk scratching the paint job in the process. It's also a very heavy bike at 80 pounds with the battery, which will disqualify it from some bike racks, as well as make it difficult to carry upstairs. There's mounting points all over the frame, but as of recording this, there aren't many accessories available on Super73's website to take advantage of them. However, the Super73 community is very strong, so there's lots of third-party accessories out there. If I were going to buy one, I would definitely look into some type of storage solution to carry my stuff. Where the RX really shines is its performance. The hub motor is capable of outputting up to 2,000 watts of peak power, and there's 4 different ride modes depending on how fast you want it to max out at. By default, it's set to Class 2, which goes up to 20 miles per hour, but I spent my time with it set to unlimited. You should definitely familiarize yourself with your local laws regarding e-bikes so you know where you're allowed to ride them and what the speed limits are. For example, here in California, we're allowed to ride Class 2 e-bikes on designated bike paths and up to Class 3 or 28 miles per hour while pedaling on city streets. I do my best to follow those speed limits, but there are times when I'm riding on the street where I actually feel safer going faster. Here in Los Angeles, we don't have many streets with bike paths, so there are times when I have to pull in front of a moving vehicle because there's not enough room on the shoulder. In those instances, I'm really glad that the RX has the ability to get up to 28 or even 30 miles per hour so that I can better match the flow of traffic. The range, of course, depends on how and where you ride. Super73 estimates that the 960 watt-hour battery can go over 40 miles at 20 miles per hour using the throttle only, or 75 plus miles with it set to Eco Pedal Assist mode. In my experience of going between 20 and 28 miles per hour on fairly flat roads using the throttle only, I was able to go about 30 to 35 miles before needing a recharge. The battery is removable if you need to take it with you and takes about 6 to 7 hours to fully charge. The RX is a single speed bike, but there are 4 different levels of pedal assist to control resistance, as well as those 4 different ride modes for limiting your speed. All of which can be set using the controller on the left handlebar that also features a subtle LCD screen for displaying your speed, remaining battery, as well as your distance. If that's not big enough for you though, the RX can also connect to the Super73 app, so you can use that as a display if you mount your phone to the handlebars. The RX features hydraulic disc brakes that are very responsive and have great stopping power at those higher speeds. It also has a very bright 600 lumen headlight, as well as an extremely loud horn that I wouldn't subject anyone on a bike path to. It is great at getting the attention of cars on the road though. What makes the RX the top of the line Super 73 bike is how comfortable it is to ride just about anywhere. The suspension system is impressive with an inverted coil spring fork with air assist in front and a coilover piggyback monoshock in back. That, along with the thick 5-inch wide fat tires, makes this bike feel almost indestructible. It's fully equipped to handle the roughest of city streets and the muddiest of dirt trails. Just be careful of how much mud it can kick up on you. The small mud guards don't do much to protect you there. As comfortable as the RX is to ride, it's not the most comfortable bike to pedal. Because Super 73s are meant to look like motorcycles, the seat is low at about 32 inches and is not adjustable so that a tall guy like me can get proper leg extension on those small pedals and crank. Fortunately, the seat is long and comfortable enough so that pedaling is still possible for accelerating and helping get up steep hills, which is all you really need it for with a bike like this. I will say though, for an e-bike that's meant to have motorcycle aesthetics, I'm not sure why they went with a push throttle. I mean, when I pantomime a motorcycle, I do this, not this. Plus, the push throttle does make it a little harder to keep steady when you're riding on bumpy roads, and it can actually make my thumb sore after a while. Minor complaints aside though, if you're buying a Super 73 for the design and for that motorbike experience that doesn't require a registration or insurance, the RX has a lot to offer. It can be great for commuting, but it can also tear up the trails on the weekend. Now, the reason I didn't end up going with the Super 73 when I was shopping for my first e-bike is because I wanted more of an option to pedal comfortably. I'm going to tell you a personal anecdote, but I imagine it applies to many of you as well. I like going on long bike rides with my wife, who prefers a non-electric bike. I've never been into those, but love riding e-bikes. That's why it was important for me to get one that I can pedal comfortably on a low pedal assist mode so that I can match her pace, but I can get to a destination quickly when I'm by myself. That said, I had a lot of fun with the Super 73 RX. I actually feel safer riding it on the streets of LA than I have any other e-bike I've ever ridden before. It's powerful enough to keep up with traffic and capable of handling just about any road conditions. If I had the budget and a garage, I'd definitely be interested in buying one. Not to replace my other e-bike that I use for recreation, but as a fun alternative to driving my car. However, at this time, it doesn't quite suit my lifestyle. But hey, a guy can always dream, right? If you found this video helpful, I'd appreciate a nice thumbs up to let us know you want more e-bike content from this channel. My buddy Evan over at Roadshow did an excellent comparison of the RX to the S2, which you can find right here. Or if you're looking for more affordable Super 73 options, you can check out my recent hands-on with the ZX right over here. Make sure you're subscribed to CNET so you don't miss anything else. And as always, don't forget to wear a helmet.